success. If you listen to your own doubts and call them reasons, you may never find the drive to go back to school. But a little change in direction, a new perspective, and the right program may make your successful new path a reality. The Accelerated Degree Program at Albright College. Start your degree or complete your degree 1 night a week in as little as 2 years. Albright College. A different way of thinking.
Good evening, and welcome to the Albright Scholar for May 2017. My name is John Pankratz. I teach history at Albright, and each month it's my privilege to welcome BCTV viewers and residents of Greater Reading to take a glimpse inside our learning community up here on North 13th Street, to look at the work being done by teachers and students, and to think about its impact on all of us. Well, we're almost at the end of the school year, and just yesterday afternoon, we had a great annual event, the Honors and Awards Ceremony. And I'm privileged to be sitting here with several award-winning students, 6 of them, and we're going to talk a little bit about their achievements and then talk about some of their classmates and what they've been doing as well. I'm sitting with Ezra Ali Dow, Ellen Underwood, Angela Kramer, Blake Tobias, Anthony Benincasa, and Natsumi Ito. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Doing good.
Great. You're all seniors, you're all graduating. You've won some fabulous prizes in the last 24 hours. But maybe you could tell us a little bit about a standout Albright experience, or maybe a typically Albright experience that you recall.
I would say, for me...
First of all, we'll say that Ezra is a theater and philosophy student, and you won the Wilson Prize in Philosophy and the Gold A.
Yeah, that was really exciting. To be a member of the Albright community, actually, after I won those awards, I went around the next day, and everybody was congratulating me all over the place. It's a really tight-knit community. But for me, the typical Albright experience is that community extends outside of our campus's range, so that I have neighbors in my area, because I live off campus, who say to me, "Oh, I saw you in the play," or "I've been in the Reading Eagle, my picture has appeared," and they'll say, "Oh, hey, you're that guy." Maybe even when I'm in the grocery store, is part of that for me is being really connected to the external community.
That's fabulous, and that's always a challenge, I think, between higher education institutions and their host communities.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're doing a good job with that, or at least you are. Other examples?
I guess for me, so
down the row.
Yeah, we can do it that way. So for me, I'm an environmental studies and philosophy major, and I'm from Kutztown. So I've really been a part of the local area my entire life. And for me, I guess my most important and impactful Albright experience has been working in the Albright Sustainable Garden, which is a program that wasn't really known about beforehand, and we've worked really hard as a team to really connect people with where their food comes from, and kind of bring locally grown and organic produce to the local community. So we sell to faculty and staff on campus, and then extend that to the wider Reading community by donating our produce to the Opportunity House. And it's just been a really great program to kind of working in a garden and agriculture not only connects people to the earth that provides for us, but it connects us with each other. So it's been a really awesome experience, kind of bringing everyone together around ideas of sustainability. It's been a great experience for me.
I should mention that Ellen won the Wilson Prize in Philosophy as well, and a Communications Award, and the Muhlenberg Prize, our top prize for community service and altruism, and won first place in the student juried art exhibit as well. So congratulations on all of that.
Yeah.
Angela, you won Communications Awards as well, but also a Gold A, and you're from the Kutztown area too.
Yeah, I like Ellen. I'm wearing the same shirt as her from the same spot. So we also are co-editors of Albright AM, so I'll share that as my experience. And like the garden, it has really grown and flourished under Ellen's leadership, and I've helped her out with that. So in the past 2 years, we've really grown from a staff of maybe 3 people on layout nights to we just had a joint publication release party with Ezra, who is in charge of the Aegon Literary Magazine on campus. And we just had so many people there to celebrate the arts, and we also work with the community, like Ezra said, we'll report on different events at the Goggleworks that students go to, and it's just a really good way to tie in how we at Albright as artists are having an impact not only on the campus, but in the community as well. So that's been my top memory, kind of the long 4 a.m. layout nights with you guys. And as much as we hate them in the process, right now we feel really good about it after just delivering our publication on campus for everyone to enjoy. So
You called it the best issue that Albright AM has published.
We would say
I guess
so,
you've seen
yeah.
some old ones. I've seen them all over the years, and it is the best issue that
thank
the magazine
you.
has published. Yeah. Blake Tobias, you're from the area as well. You won the David Karamonica Memorial Prize and also the Gold A as well, and you've been active as SGA president, but other things too.
Yep, that's correct. And I feel like SGA presidency has probably been one of my favorite Albright experiences. Being involved in so many different organizations on campus has done so much for me. It's given me lots of opportunities, and I feel like it's one of those things that is really unique to Albright. Being able to be involved in music ensembles as well as honor societies, social fraternity, and be president of a student body has given me so many different opportunities and different sets of skill sets. I think student government has been my favorite part about Albright because it's exposed me to so many alumni as Board of Trustees. Board of Trustee weekend's coming up starting Friday and Saturday, and we're in an exciting moment right now as we're celebrating Dr. McMillan leaving and welcoming Dr. Fetro, the first alum president. So there's a lot of really unique experiences, and it's definitely helped me out for my sort of job aspects in the future. So
Yeah.
it's been nice.
We'll get to that awkward question in a little bit. Anthony, you've been an officer in SGA as well. You're a domino player.
Yeah.
And you're from Reading as well.
Yeah. So I think my favorite experience has to be from the orientation program. It's from POPS, and for those of you who don't know, it means peer orientation person, and that's the reason why I ended up staying at this college because I met so many genuine people from the community, and I felt so like a friendship as soon as I came on campus, and I felt like I was able to be myself and learn more about myself, being able to get back to the program after being on steering committee for 2 years, and also being a POP myself, and I have seen so many people grow and flourish in their own way, and that's been a really giving back experience for myself.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah, and you've done a great job with that as well. Natsumi, you're not actually from Berks County, are you? No. And Natsumi has been very active all 4 years and has just won a really lovely prize called the Sam Sahi Memorial Award. Sam was a student that I knew back in the early 90s and passed away, and his parents donated a lovely prize. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You've got a lot of different memories, right?
Yeah, I do. But I want to say my favorite part of Albright is because part of my reason why I pick Albright, because I'm from Japan, and when I look for the college, I was looking for small school, not a big school, because when I first came here, my English level wasn't that good like right now. So I wanted to go somewhere somebody can take care of me, like close with professor and friend. So, and my parents didn't want me to go West Coast, so I picked East Coast. And then I got offer, so I came here. And I think Albright everybody is really friendly, and the distance between student and professor is really close. And because of the size of the university, I was able to create something new as a startup. and I was president of International Student Association. And before I became on the e-board member, I started a dance team on my own because for me, dancing is part of my passion. I don't think I'm professional, but I just love it. So I wanted to meet the other people from different places who love dancing and share the joy and passion and everything. And this place was let me able to make that my kind of dream, my goal happen. I originally wanted to create somewhere where I can call they're my family or home, because when I first came here, I don't have any relative or family, or I didn't know nobody, but I have so many friends, and I know for sure that I'm gonna see them in the future. I think that's a true friend. So Albright was really great place for me.
I think so. So many people love you. So great. I've brought some pictures of some other students who won prizes, and I thought you might enjoy gossiping about your classmates a little bit. I guess we can sort of go in alphabetical order. Ty Achterman is a biology pre-med student. Have you been in classes with him? Oh, you've been in fraternities with him.
Yeah, that's correct. Ty actually pledged with my pledge class, and I got to know him pretty well off the bat. He's really into baseball. I'm surprised he didn't play baseball in college, but knowing his work ethic, I think he wanted to devote all of his time to his sciences. I actually have a class right now with him. It's watershed hydrology, and he just excels. I've taken classes in the past. I think one of my favorite was immunology with him, and I did a presentation, and before I could even get the article to review it, Ty already knew what all of the figures meant, all of the breakdowns were. He did the back reading and some articles that led to the study. So he's very thorough, and I think he's going to make a fantastic doctor.
Yeah, he's a hell of a student.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what he can do with his future.
Cool. Well, that's Ezra. Ian is not on the show tonight, but we know Ian well. Anthony, you were in a play with him.
His work ethic is amazing. Working with him on Clybourne and seeing how serious he takes his roles every time, even if it's just for rehearsal, he would just go on stage and his face, his expression just changed, and you knew he was that character. And it was amazing. And just knowing him as a person, he's loving, he's supporting, and he's very giving, and he was very, very deserving of the Albright A. I think he exemplifies a lot of the things that Albright stands for.
I do too. To Ung is a student from Asia, from Myanmar.
I actually met To on the first day of school. He was in my
Did
POPs
you?
group.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't shocked that he had won so many things, because he has been very dedicated to his studies, and he has always, I remember one of the first things that he mentioned, that he wanted to do a lot of research, and he did. And I gave him a standing ovation when he won, so I was really happy for him.
He's a really well-liked guy, but he's presented papers at 10 national conferences in psychology, sort of a mix between psychology, anthropology, evolutionary studies. He's worked in religious studies as well, so he's cross-disciplinary and very into research.
And his presentation abilities, he's really good at it. He has a knack for it. He can make anything humorous and
He's
interesting.
absolutely charming in presenting
Yes.
his thesis research. Yeah, on sort of offbeat topics.
Yes.
As well. There's Anthony. Kalia.
Yeah, I sort of have seen Clea all throughout this past semester most frequently with her leadership of the African American Society and working behind the campus center desk. I think the one thing that stands out to me most about Clea is that she's always got a positive mentality. She's always just so full of joy, and which can be really hard in a college environment because of how many things you're doing, and especially as a leader of an organization, it's no easy task. But Kalia helped me out a lot with organizing my own event and knowing people in her own organization, and she was a really good connection point for me there. And then it's always great. I've been to the Albright's Winter Bowl with her.
Yeah.
And it was really cool because she actually, I was feeling hesitant about going to it because I was like, I'm not going to know anyone there. And she's like, no, come on, we're going to have a place for you.
Well, you knew Natsumi would be there.
Yeah. And so it was really great because she just sort of welcomed me in with open arms. And it's been wonderful to get to know her this past semester.
Yeah, she's a super well-respected person. She's just a real grown-up. And, and she also won the Gold A just yesterday. Stefan. He served on the SGA, he served in the
for
International
ISA.
Student Association as well.
Yeah, so I worked with him a lot, and I hang out with him a lot, and I see him a lot. He's a great guy, and he's not an international student, but I think he is an international student because he understands the international people, like where we coming from, and the language differences and the cultural differences. I think he's the person like who connect the international people and then the local student at Albright and help me as a member of the organization on the e-board.
Yeah.
So
He's
I
got
hope-
such a outgoing personality, such a
Yeah.
warm person that he makes friends everywhere. And he did a lot of study abroad as well, and
Yeah.
internships, and heading out to Portland
Oh yeah.
after graduation. Tia Camerata. She won several of the prizes in biology. Blake, you must know her from class.
Yeah, I've worked with Tia a little bit. I know she does a lot of sort of independent research with, I believe, Dr. Herserger. But she's excelled really far in biology, which is something that's been really cool to see. Her presentation style, I believe we took Immuno at the same time with Ty. And her presentation style is just really interesting, and she does a really good job at sort of capturing the information. And I'll be the first person to say that immunology can be a very challenging subject to think about. I mean, every little surface protein has a different number and letter attached to it, so there's thousands of them. But she did a really fantastic job at sort of explaining everything very detailed and made it interesting. So I think she's going to excel really far in biology. So I look forward to seeing.
She's a pre-vet student, so she hopes to make that attack on
Yeah.
vet school fairly soon. And she's been on the show as well, talking about her acre research. That's Angela, who's here. You guys know Brad Dissinger? He's a business student. I know him because he took 3 history courses, but he's the top student in accounting, finance, and economics. But a super brilliant student and an interesting guy as well. Kaela.
I think we could all talk about Kyle, honestly.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Shine from the moment she set foot on Albright's campus. I think it was that first semester that she won Albright Idol.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and she's a singer in the choir ensemble. She's talented at Spanish, second language as well. And when one of my friends entered into the Albright Angels, which is one of the choral ensembles on campus, the comment she said was that Kaela was made sure that she had her singing correct, and made sure that she was up to date on everything she needed, because a lot of times performance art can be a very tenacious and competitive environment, but Kaela didn't make it like that at all. She was a leader in that area.
That's great.
Yeah, she's done some wonderful things. I've actually had the pleasure of serving as an officer in our a cappella choirs with Kaela, and she's done amazing things inside our choir ensembles, inside the classroom. Very intelligent person. She has a very nice soul. She's been a resident assistant and a really great influence for a lot of students on campus.
Yeah, and she's a pre-med major as well. That's
Yes.
something about Albright. You can be a singing star and a future doctor at the same time. Corinne. We love Corinne, don't we? Yeah. I know we've got only 3 minutes of the show left, but say something about Corinne.
Corinne is amazing. She won Homecoming Queen with me, and that day was not the best, but she was the brightest person for me that day. She made sure that I enjoyed myself, and that I got to socialize with a lot of the alumni that came back, and she has been one of my best friends ever since. We go out to lunch. She is so supporting, and she's so smart and so driven. It's unreal. her study, she's always in the Science Center, always. Studying, researching.
Yeah, yeah. That's the way all her professors feel. I do a tour of campus and ask questions about all the award-winning students, and everybody just smiled when I mentioned her. Camille is a fashion student. Let's see who. Joy. We literally don't have very much time. Trent is another Gold A winner and couldn't be with us today, even though he knows where the building is, because he works with WXAC, and he's been a domino player and is a music business major. Madeline Greth, do you know Madeline?
Yeah, I met Madeline freshman year actually during Pops. I was in Walton, and she ran outside of her room and started screaming something, and I was really confused. And from that moment on, every time we see each other, we just sort of laugh. So I've gotten to know her. We've gotten over the laughing thing. We say hi now before we laugh. But she's been great. I haven't gotten to experience her inside of a classroom or anything like that. But she's been a really sweet person. I believe she's an athlete.
She's a volleyball player and a future accountant. She's going to be working here in town.
She helped me pass accounting class, actually.
Very good. Okay, yeah, I heard she's a champion tutor. Nia Henry is a psychology and anthropology, or sociology student. Holly is arts administration and won a new prize in there. There's Natsumi. Well, let's say something about Alexis. Alexis won a Gold A and the alumni graduation honor. Everybody knows her.
I worked with Alexis for the 2 years on the steering committee. We went through Pops together and everything, and her work ethic is admirable. She always took charge when we had things to do for steering committee, and she would always present new ideas and different ways to kind of engage the students in the activities and different speakers that we could bring to campus. And she was a really positive influence on that program.
And she is the founder of A-STEP, an arts organization that reaches out into the community like so many of you folks are doing, and has made that function. And she was your stage manager in Pirates of Penzance for both Ezra and for Blake. And her high school teacher was at the ceremony yesterday, and her high school teacher, of course, had won the Gold A in 2004. So there was kind of a legacy there. Well, that's all. We could go on all night, but we're not going to because we have to end the show. But I thank you for joining us and these fabulous students. We'll see you again in the month of June on another edition of the Albright Scholar. Good night.
If you listen to the critics, if you listen to your own doubts and call them reasons, you may never find the drive to go back to school. But a little change in direction, a new perspective, and the right program may make your successful new path a reality. The Accelerated Degree Program at Albright College. Start your degree or complete your degree one night a week in as little as 2 years. Albright College, a different way of thinking.